Well, all over Indiana, you'll find more than 200 wineries, craft breweries, and distilleries. Since 2006, there has been a 200% increase in wineries and tasting rooms, producing more than 2 million gallons of product. More than 170 craft breweries create an economic impact estimated at more than $1 billion. Joining me now with more are the Indiana Wine Council's Katie Barnett and the Executive Director of Brewers of Indiana Guild, Rob Caputo. And welcome to the program.
Welcome.
I think we see craft breweries and wineries popping up all over the state of Indiana. Katie, I'll start with you on the wine side. What's really driving this growth in wineries?
Well, I think it's really neat that Indiana consumers, wine consumers, can really experience a craft beverage, right? Mm-hmm. So every bottle of wine really has an art inside of it, whether that's a red wine, a white wine, a dessert wine, and ice, really even Traminette too, so Indiana State wine grape.
So that's, I was going to say, Indiana has a state wine grape, right?
Certainly, so it's our signature wine grape. So you'll be able to go to the vineyard and see that grape hanging and growing, and then you'll also be able to go into the tasting room and really taste that wine. So you'll kind of see it full circle. It's a really great, delicious white wine, very fruity.
Good. Rob, we see Sun King and Three Floyds, the biggies, if you will, but there are a lot of other smaller and mid-sized breweries popping up all over the state.
Yeah, there are. And I think, to echo the craft sentiment, I mean, I think that same thing applies to craft beer, but there's also this kind of sense of local where we're seeing a lot of the newer breweries pop up are smaller breweries, neighborhood breweries, small town breweries. And I think that's creating this kind of hyper-local sense of sense of place for communities, which I think is important as we look at what the history of the brewing was in the country pre-Prohibition. I think we're getting back to that. I think you're seeing folks go to the source. They're dealing with folks that they know in their community who are producing a product that they can enjoy. So I think that's really kind of what's driving things across the board for craft beer.
Yeah, certainly festivals are a big part of it, but I know I see and hear from communities all over the state interested in landing a craft brewery or a winery as part of maybe their downtown redevelopment or their resurgence effort in their particular community.
Yeah, and we see that as well. We get, I personally get a handful of calls a year that are, hey, we're trying to develop or redevelop our downtown. We're looking for a keystone business. We really would like a craft brewery in there. But I do try to drive them towards the local community and try to get local business people that the community can root for, that are members of the community, that will actually get supported by the community as opposed to someone coming in, putting in a bunch of money and saying, hey, this is great what you've done, but I don't know you, right?
Yeah, right,
so,
right.
And, and then some of this comes back to product quality, so that's always going to be the key decider.
Whether it's breweries or wineries, the ability to be a magnet for tourism, to actually have people stop and become a destination. Do you see that, Katie, happening?
Oh, certainly. And I think, especially the wine industry, there's so much that happens, whether it be production in the vineyard to production, making that wine, and even afterwards. So what happens when that wine leaves your tasting room is that it's enjoying with family and friends at a different destination throughout the Midwest or throughout the world. We've also seen a big pull for events at wineries, whether that's weddings or outdoor concerts, family get-togethers. There's just so much to do with a great wine in front of you.
Yeah, wineries, breweries, distilleries as well. Big economic impact in the state of Indiana. Katie Barnett, also Rob Caputo. Thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.